And we are back. Now, if you were on the last stream, this was the original stream that we tried to do yesterday that Marvel shut down for some goofy reason. Or maybe it was a PC reason. We don't know. But now we know this much. This one's back up and running. It's goofy. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. I can explain it to you, even if you try to get me to. I need a tech specialist to sit down and explain it to me. But like we were saying, Thanos is the reason why Infinity War took off and did what it did. And the other side, Endgame. Endgame is just a continuation of the story, but that is more geared towards the Avengers. Okay? It's about them correcting the wrongs that have happened in the past and correcting and tying a bow and handling past regrets or things that they've held on to their entire lives. They finally had closure. So it was bringing everything to an end. Now we're going to see a much younger Avengers, something that they can milk all the way to the end. So the next 4 or 5 films that they do for Avengers, they don't have to pay out that much money. They've already built the reputation with the name Avengers, so you know what you're going to get. But now it's going to be something major. Now, when the last video ended, hmm, I said I had a surprise. There was a surprise in Endgame. Two big movie surprises that you're going to hear here right now. Thanks, Mr. Hogan's, Kevin Finley. Vaping fast break. Yes, they're going to do the uncanny Avengers. That's because Endgame wasn't meant to be all about the action. It was meant to be a climatic battle to end everything. Oh, no problem. And because you're here, Kev, you and John Hogan, you get to hear the information before I even make the video. There are two big secrets, one in Endgame, one in Infinity War. Now, Infinity War, Hulk was going to turn into Professor Hulk in Infinity War and fight Thanos. They edited that part out and changed the whole scene. So the commercials you saw in Infinity War when the Incredible Hulk was running with the Avengers and he didn't have the suit on, that shot was from the original battle. That was supposed to happen. There was a fight scene between Thanos and the Hulk as Professor Hulk. But they said we got to cut that out because it's too soon. Because now it doesn't make sense if you do Endgame and everybody's saying, man, what happened to you? There's no process in between. Like, how did he just jump to Professor Hulk just that quick? There needs to be a gap in between the process for him to transform into Professor Hulk. If they did it that way, it'd have been cheap. Now, let's go to the surprise of Endgame. Here's the surprise in Endgame. The final scene, Iron Man never said, I am Iron Man, and snaps his fingers. That's a reshoot that they had to talk him into doing. I am Iron Man. His friend had to actually come back. He was like, I think we got enough. I don't want to go back and reshoot that scene and get back in that emotional state. And so if you watch the movie and then you go back to the scene where he says, I am Iron Man, they're two different scenes altogether. You can kind of tell when they reshoot the scene and he just does that one scene, and I am Iron. But no, here's the big secret in Endgame. Not only did Tony didn't say that scene, he just snapped his fingers. There was no words, no punchline. So when they thought about what they wanted to say and they wanted to get Robert Downey Jr. in to say it, that's what happened. But there's a scene that they had to go with that when Tony snaps his fingers. And the dialogue that they had at the end is Tony in the dream world talking to his daughter like Thanos talked to Gamora. They had an older version of Morgan An actress that was hired, that she's been in a lot of those like teen shows. A lot of people know who she is. I don't. They recorded her. Her scene is cut out of an Endgame, but she's on the credits. She was cut out of the movie. They cut the scene out. They went to the Soul Stone when Tony snaps his fingers. They go back and he talks and has an emotional conversation with his daughter Morgan when she's older. That might be in the deleted scenes when we get in game. And the reason they cut this scene out of the movie Endgame is because it did not make sense. Why would she be older in the Soul Stone? Two, the audience was not going to connect to an older version of Morgan who they had not seen. So that scene was removed and they replaced it at the funeral with the helmet that displays the conversation that he gives to his daughter Morgan. I love you 3000. That comes back around. Are you talking about the Black Panther comic? Those are two major spoils. And that was because of Kevin and John, because they donated, they hit the super chat button over here and they donated to the page. They got that information first, right off the burner. Secret Invasion is coming, but that might be a Captain Marvel movie that ties into the next Avenger movie because Captain Marvel 2 did get greenlit. Ooh, my Tyloo video just dropped. Oh man, I did that about 24 hours ago. I swear, it was like 24 hours. I made that video 24 hours ago. And I scheduled it to drop like right now. I know they're gonna do Secret Invasion first, not Secret Wars. Secret Wars will come down the pipe, but Secret Invasion is first. but that might tie into the Captain Marvel storyline because that's where it basically lives at. The scrolls live in that time zone, in that timeline. No, the X-Men will eventually join the Avengers, and they will become the X-Canny Avengers. They already have that set up. That's later down the road what they're gonna go and do with Scarlet Witch. Because it's so similar to Dark Phoenix. Everything that happened in Avengers Endgames were like happy accidents. Galactus or Doctor Doom. Galactus is going to be the main villain, not Doctor Doom. We see Doctor Doom again? We saw Doctor Doom in like three Fantastic Four films. The thing that everybody else wants to see is the Silver Surfer. Fox had a good start with the Silver Surfer, but they really didn't know what they were doing. But they put Doctor Doom back in the movie, brought back Victor Doom, and they made a slop of a movie, and it took away from the Silver Surfer. And they made Galactus like this storm because they spent all their budget money on what's his name, Silver Surfer. All they CGI money, so Galactus just had to be a bunch of storms coming to suck up the planet. And if you watch it, it looks just like Doctor Strange. when Dormammu is coming in to destroy the planet. It's the same script almost. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to watch it. Well, I'm gonna get out of here and let y'all go watch the Ty Lue video. But we'll do another video where we talk nothing but comic book movies and stuff like that. Probably later on today. You know I'm rocking my Kylo Ren. Oh, Kylo. No, I see John Wick today. The screening is today, so I'll be there today to check it out.